Most salespeople lose the deal in the first 5 minutes. And the scary part is they don't even know it's happening. After 30 years of high ticket sales, 15,000 clients, helping Scorpions scale from 20 million to 200 million, I've learned one truth. If you want to close deals faster and easier, you must win trust quickly. Today, I'm going to show you my proven 6-slide trust multiplier, the exact system my clients use to double their close rates and dramatically shorten their sales cycle. Here's why most sales calls fail. Cold prospects start with high resistance and low trust. It's the arms crossed energy. Their responses are brief and guarded. They offer minimal details about their business, about their challenges, about their budgets, about their decision-making process. It's like trying to open a locked door. And if you don't find a way to build trust quickly, the call stays transactional and they just shop on price. Your goal is to reach the conversion point where the level of trust that you have built exceeds the level of resistance that your buyer is feeling. Of course, when you do that effectively, you leave the transactional sale here, which is when you have a high level of resistance, and you move into the transformational sale, which of course is where the sale gets easier. You have more conversations, things are flowing, and you're able to ultimately sell a transformational product and not just a transactional one. The great thing about the 6-slide trust multiplier is that we're going to be able to accelerate the conversion of resistance into trust much earlier in the sales process by engineering trust. Now, one thing you may not realize is that every high ticket sale is actually 3 sales. Your prospect must buy you as the founder or as the salesperson, but what they are buying is the fact that you are a genuine person, what you are saying is actually true, and that you're not just motivated to make a quick buck or a commission. They're also buying your company. They need to buy the fact that your company has the resources, the team, the software, the processes to actually deliver on the promises that you're making. And they also have to buy your solution, your pitch, your offer. They have to buy the fact that it's actually going to solve their specific problem. Now, if you miss one of these, you'll lose the deal. And that's why you need to engineer trust for all 3 in the first 10 minutes of your sales conversation. This is where the 6-slide trust multiplier comes in. And I've created a quick guide that you can use to follow along and create your own slides. If you want a copy of that, just put the word guide in the comments and I'll send it to you. All right, let's break it down. When you open a sales call with a cold prospect, the first thing you want to do is build some rapport. Ask them where they're calling from, how's the weather, things like that. Then you want to jump right into the first slide. The first slide is the agenda slide. So after you build rapport with your cold prospect, you want to share what the agenda is for the sales call. Doing so puts the buyer at ease. It lets them know, oh, this is what I should be expecting here. It also communicates that you are a professional, you are a professional firm, you have a proven process and a proven structure that you're going to guide them down for this initial call. This, of course, sets the tone as you being the guide, the expert, which, of course, creates clarity, it creates structure, and that has the impact of creating a level of psychological safety. Of course, this will help to improve or grow the trust. Still high resistance, but they're starting to trust you a little bit. This builds trust in the person, the salesperson, you, if that's you doing the sales calls, and it begins to build some trust in the company when it comes to the 3 sales. The second slide is the company credentials slide. This is 1 slide, not 2, not 5, not 10, but 1 slide with the intended purpose of establishing credibility and trust in your firm and as you as the salesperson. You should include the fact that you are an expert in their industry. You can include a client testimonial. You could include facts about the type of work you do, the type of results you've created. You can include trust badges or badges of different vertical associations that you may be involved with, client logos, overall results that you've had for clients. It is intended to give them the impression and understanding that you deeply understand them as a specialist. What this creates is a signal that you are truly a safe choice, right? They're looking for a trusted option, someone who understands them at a deep level. This slide will help them to begin to believe that. It also moves you from just another expert selling services like PPC and SEO to someone who's really, truly an expert in their industry, who has established themselves as an authority and as an expert. And it shows proof, not promises. We don't just say we're the best. We use data to help substantiate that. Done well, this slide will help to build trust and credibility with the company, and a little bit about the solution and potentially even about the person who's selling. This is you or the salesperson. Slide 3 is probably the most powerful slide in this whole 6 slide trust multiplier. This slide is where you share the 3 most common pains that vertical buyers come to you to solve. By naming the 3 biggest problems that you solve in their vertical before they ever tell you what their problems or challenges are, truly establishes you as that expert who understands their world. It creates instant relevance and connection with the buyer and your company. And it opens up the door to a real conversation. When you name their problems before they ever ask you, and then ask them which of these 3 sound familiar, that's when they open up and they start to share what they're currently struggling with. By doing this well, you build trust with the person and the company. Again, the 3 sales, we're building trust, we're lowering resistance. Slide 4, this is another amazing slide. This is where you share your signature system. This is your named system. That's right. I don't want you to sell SEO and PPC and social media and websites and AI, all this stuff. I don't want you to sell that anymore. I want you to sell a signature system that's named after the vertical. It is an actual system. It's a process. It's a framework. It bridges the gap from pain to possibility. It is the thing that helps them to go from their current state of filled with challenges and pain points to a future state where they have their problems solved. That bridge that gets them from pain to possibility is your proven system, and it is methodical and scalable. You're not making it up as you go for this client, for every client. It is a proven system that is truly scalable. And of course, that helps to build confidence. It helps to communicate that you're not just learning on their dime, but they're plugging into an existing system that works awesome. This builds trust in certainly the solution and in the company. Again, they're building more and more trust. Resistance is going down and down. Okay, interesting detail here. In slide 3, we talked about the 3 pain points. And then in slide 4, we shared our signature system. Guess what are the main components of the signature system? You have the name of the signature system, which you can see here. And then you have these 3 components of the signature system. Guess what those 3 components are? Those are the inverse of the 3 pain points that you've established that you are an expert in solving. So your system has an amazing kick-ass vertical specific name, but it has 3 components, and those 3 components solve the 3 most common problems that clients just like you come to us to solve. Okay? Important point. Slide 5 is your client success story. This is where you get to share a client story who started out with you, who had a pain point, probably the same point as the prospect you're speaking with had. And you get to tell the story of how they became a client, what you did to solve their problems, and then what the impacts were of those problems. Of course, you use your signature system and the 3 components. Doing so offers proof that your system actually delivers results, that you have a relatable transformation, that your buyer is salivating because they're saying, you got that result from that person who is just like me and struggling with the same problems that I have. You're able to solve that. I'm very interested, right? That creates a lot of attraction and interest. And it reduces the risk by showing it already works for others. This works so well, okay? So this builds trust in the company and in the specific solution. So you're building a case to buy not only the person, but the company and the solution. Slide 6 is where you transition from the 6 Slide Trust Multiplier into uncovering what their current situation is, their desired situation, the pain gap, and all of those things. You're effectively transitioning from talking about us to now talking about your prospect and asking them a whole bunch of wonderful questions, uncovering, doing active listening, reflecting what they say. And this effectively shifts the focus from you to them. It opens the door to real discovery, and it positions you as the guide, right? And so the impact of all of these last 5, 6 slides is that you've built a case, that you understand them, that you have credibility, you have a proven system that's a name system with amazing components that solve the specific problems that you, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, are coming to me to solve. This builds trust in the person because now it becomes more of a consultative sale. I've built the trust, the resistance is low. Let me uncover, let me understand what you are currently working on, what you're struggling with, what is the cost of inaction? What are the obstacles in the way from preventing you from hitting your desired outcomes? This builds credibility and trust in the company and in your solution. Okay? 6 slides. It takes about 10 minutes to go through, and it will increase the amount of trust that you have exponentially with your cold prospects. All right, so does this actually work? So at Scorpion, we had 60 salespeople. We sold 600 deals per quarter. About half of those deals were from cold outreach. We used gift-based outbound. And so about 300 deals a quarter all went through a system that was inspired by this 6 Slide Trust Multiplier. I've since improved it. And when working with my clients, they go from about a 13% close rate to over a 20% close rate on using this system. So doubling effectively your close rate from 13 to 27%. It absolutely works, and it's really powerful. So why does this work? I'm going to share a couple of psychological triggers that transforms skeptics into believers. The first one is trust comes before conversion. The reason why your cold prospects aren't buying from you is that you haven't figured out how to engineer trust into every sales conversation. The next one is the brain craves clarity and confidence. These 6 slides are engineered to answer, who are you? Can you help me? And have you done it before for someone who looks like me? The next one is it flips the dynamic. Instead of chasing your prospects with commission breath, you're actually guiding them. The last one is it's engineered, not improvised. Your cold prospects know when your sales team is winging it, and it does not leave a good impression. This process is repeatable, it's coachable, does not require any founder magic to be successful. Remember back at Scorpion, where I said that there are 60 salespeople closing 600 deals per quarter? Guess how many of those deals the founder was directly involved in? None of them. This process is for those agencies that want to truly escape founder-led sales. Now, if you're ready to implement the 6 Slide Trust Multiplier in your business, I highly recommend that you grab that quick guide where you can build the slides for your own business. Just drop the word guide in the comments and I'll happily send it to you. Also in the comments, let me know what questions you have about closing new clients. If you're looking to go deeper on how to scale your business with high ticket clients, click the video that's on the screen right now.